Welcome. Yeah. Come in, sit down. I'm Mariel Hemingway. I don't know if you know this. I'm not just an actress. Actually, my main job is health and wellness and adventure. But one of the things I really focus on is your environment. I really believe that the environment that you have in your home, in your, everything that you do has such a big thing. It has such a big purpose in our lives to making us healthier and happier. So it's perfect, you think, well, what does health and happiness and joy and being at peace have anything to do with a kitchen and bath industry show? And the truth is, I wrote a book called Healthy Living from the Inside Out, which is about home, food, exercise, and silence, and how those four things are four cornerstones to a healthy and more peaceful life. So am I in the right light for you? Okay, good. And so really, I talk about our first environment, and the first environment is you. How you take care of you personally is the first thing you do towards your better health. So your internal environment is really what I kind of focus on initially. What are you doing for yourself? How are you eating? What are the first thoughts that you have in a day? What you think has a tremendous effect on your health and wellness. What you think. Do you drink water? Do you drink good water? Do you drink out of glass? Do you have ritual in your life? So that's a great thing to bring in the home. Having ritual in a kitchen, making tea with your hands and doing it in a ritualistic way, which is really kind of what homes are about. It's about the ritual. It's about the ceremony of life. And in America, we've sort of lost touch with that ceremony, with that ritual. We sort of separated ourselves from the importance of what it means to really sit down in our homes and really make food for our families. We're so Speedy Gonzales, we're rushing through life eating fast food and fast coffee and, espresso lives. And believe me, I was there. I was like an espresso freak. And I like to move fast. And it's not that those things are bad, but I really like to, talk about slowing yourself down so you can get in touch with who you are. And part of slowing yourself down is creating an environment of good health internally. So what am I eating? Am I eating as much organic, biodynamic, good food, quality vegetables and fruits and things that are real and simple that I can to create an optimum health for me? And then beyond that, where am I creating that beautiful health? Where is that happening? Is that happening in a kitchen that I feel at ease in? Is that happening in a kitchen where there's no off-gassing? That's why one of the reasons I love Cambria so much is there's no off-gassing off their kitchen countertops. They're quartz countertops, and there's no off-gassing. They're Green Guard certified, and they're stunningly beautiful. That's very, very important, especially for you all. You're all into the environment of the home, and beauty is part of our health. We forget that is part of who we are and who we become is the environment that we live in. So creating that home environment where your ritual and your ceremony becomes really becomes who you are and becomes more of an expression of your good health and wellness. Because health and wellness is everything. My boyfriend, Bobby Williams, and I have created a company called The Willing Way. His last name is Williams, and my name is Hemingway, as you may know. He has the will, and I, of course, have the way. And together, we really want to share with people the importance of being conscious of our environment, inside and outside. What's going on with our food in this country? I'm sure many of you have heard of like GMOs. They're genetically modified organisms, and that means that it's basically food that has no information in it. So if you get an apple that is genetically modified, it's basically an apple that looks pretty thin, and it really isn't even that good for you. It's just fiber and water. It's not even very good water. So people need to know about what's going on in the food chain. just have that information. I don't want to tell anybody how to eat or how to be healthy, but I want people to have the information so you can make informed decisions, just the way you would do in your kitchen countertops, choosing, hopefully Cambria or something else, because you know that it's the healthiest, it's the most beautiful, and it's going to last the longest. You want to be the same way in your food. You want to be the same way in your movement. There's not one size that fits all in the proper way to eat. There's so many diets out there. Oh, there's Mediterranean diet, and there's, Fit for Life, and there's all fat, there's no fat, there's vegan, there's vegetarian, there's macrobiotic, there's this, there's that. And, it's very confusing. We sit as, citizens of America, citizens of the world going, I don't know what to do. We've been on this planet for 6,000 years and nobody knows how to eat. What's the deal? What I want to do is create a place for information. That's what thewillingway.com will be about. It's not launched yet, but it will be probably by June, is a place for information so that you can know where your food comes from, where to buy biodynamic or organic food, where to go to a local farmer's market. These things are really important. Farmer's market, again, brings us back to ritual. We tend to think, that it's great that our lives are so fast, but speeding our lives up is actually slowing our life, is actually taking days and years off of our life. Going too fast is actually hurting us. It is not making you healthier or more efficient. In fact, when you slow down, it gives you time. So in Healthy Living from the Inside Out, I said that I spoke about home food, exercise, and silence. Ooh. And a lot of people are like, I can't meditate. I don't know what that is. That freaks me out. I say, okay, just calm down. First of all, we won't call it meditation. And then you won't think it's a religion. But everybody can take 2 to 5 minutes of silence a day. And that means if you're at your cubicle or you're at your office or you're in, wherever you are at your workstation or whatever, if you close your eyes and just be silent, close your eyes and focus on your breath, that gives you so much time. You don't think it does. But it does. The more you get in tune with slowing down and being in tune with your own health and your wellness, it's about slowing down and paying attention to it. When you slow down, you start to be aware of everything, and what slowing down does is makes you present. When we're present, we're far more efficient in our lives. We're healthier. We're happier. Because there's really no problem in the present moment, ever. Yeah, you may be having economic problems, financial problems, health problems, whatever, but in the exact present moment, in this moment, there is no problem. There is just things to do, actions to take to be healthier, choices to make each and every moment that make you a better person, a healthier person, a more aware person. When you're a present person, you become that vital, more conscious, healthy person. Health is about everything. It's about your home. It's about your food. It's about silence. And it's about exercise and movement. And I talk about that as well, because not only is there not one size fits all in food, and trust me, I've done everything. Like I mentioned all those, I've done all of them. I was vegan for 16 years. I was vegetarian. I was macrobiotic. I was all raw. It was a very gassy year. Very unpleasant for those around me. I've done everything, and it doesn't mean that any of those as individual things don't work for some people, but I had to find what works for me. And you find that also in your home, and you find that in exercise as well. So exercise is, there's not one size that fits all. Now, I happen to have done yoga for 25 years, and I love yoga. I think it's changed my life. It's made me more present. It's made me more powerful. It's made me more conscious. It's made me more aware. It's made me make better choices in the food that I eat. But yoga's not for everybody. Yoga asana, and what I mean by asana is yoga postures aren't for everybody, but yogic attitude is. And what a yogic attitude is, it's a mindful attitude when you're exercising. So if you're moving your body and you're aware that you're moving your body and you don't have like music going, now that's that's okay once in a while. But if you're actually, you know, out in your neighborhood and you're walking the streets of your neighborhood, or you're on a trail, or you're on the beach, or wherever you are, and you're aware and conscious, 20 minutes of aware, conscious movement, and it can be walking, it can be biking, it can be anything, any movement that you like, it can be dancing. If you are doing that with consciousness, 20 minutes of that motion is like 40 minutes of mindless exercise, because you are conscious. Consciousness makes you healthy. It makes you aware, because your body starts to respond to your mind being at peace. So you're sort of seeing that all these things, that lifestyle really bleeds into itself. So everything you do leads into everything else. So how I eat and what I choose to eat in the morning, you know, I say to people, if you want to change your food, you know, we all know what bad food is. We really do. We just pretend we don't. You know, like a Diet Coke, they're really not good for you, and you know it. You know it. I don't have to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but don't be a dum-dum. You know, you just know. But then if you want to change your food, change your breakfast. Because I'm all about, now, Bobby, if he were on the stage, he would be like, I'm going to tie you to a tree and I'm going to make you drink water and eat raw stuff. Some weird, because he's a guy. You know, and I said, like, most people don't like that. They want to start slow. And I actually am a big believer in starting slow. If you want to change your food, change your breakfast. If you want to change your home, change one piece of it. I love to talk about sacred space. That's another thing. I talk about sacred space on the inside, your physical sacred space, which is created by the water you drink, the thoughts you think, the food you eat, the breaths you take. Do I breathe? Most people don't even breathe in this society. Most people don't even take the time to breathe. That's why I say to people, if you take 2 to 5 minutes where you close your eyes and you think about your breath, do I breathe just from here? Most people breathe just from here. They don't even deeply, you know, that's what yoga is about, is deeply breathing. Yoga's not even about those postures and people doing all the wing-ding things. Even though I can do the wing-ding things, but I realized it took me a long time to realize it didn't really matter all the stuff I could do. It really only mattered if I was breathing. If you are breathing, then you're doing yoga. So if you are breathing and walking, you're doing yoga. Because you're doing something with awareness. That's what yogic attitude is, doing things with awareness, changing your breakfast and doing it with consciousness. You know, making a green smoothie. You've heard about those. People are talking about them all the time now, you know. I have a big Twitter following, and there's a lot of people who are like, send me smoothie recipes. It's like, honestly, really, is it that hard? Like, it's just put stuff in a blender. But the truth is, if you become conscious of doing these things, making small, incremental choices, different choices in your everyday life, you change the environment of your health, you change your life. It did for me, and the reason why I talk so much about health and wellness, I mean, for me it was really about survival for many years. I mean, I come from this very famous family, an amazing family. My grandfather, one of the greatest writers in America, if not the world. You know, an amazingly beautiful sister. And, you know, just an amazing family. But they were also very kooky. I'm just going to say, kind of nuts. I mean, there's a lot of mental illness, okay? And there was mental illness, there was cancer, there's 7 suicides in my family. There was just a lot to worry about. There was diabetes, there was just tons of stuff. There was epilepsy, there was kind of crazy stuff. So for me, I went, whoa, my family's I love them, but they're a little bit nuts. So I'm going to step back and see about the choices that I make in my life and see if those choices will make a difference in my health and how I walk into the world. And my health is everything to me, because my health invites you to be better and healthier. My health affects the people around me. My health affects my daughters. My health affects everything. You know, people say, you know, for a woman, you know, we give and give and give, and we're moms and we're wives and we're this and we're that and we're doing businesses now, and we think we're so good if we give all our energy away, and I'm sure it's the same for guys. You know, you think you're better because you just keep giving to others. The truth is, if you're not taking care of your own home, your internal environment, your sacred space, nobody wins. Nobody wins. You just get resentful, then you're bitchy, and you're no fun to be around. And nobody wins in that situation unless you take responsibility for your own health and well-being. So again, we come full circle. It's about what you choose to do in your life. What countertops do you choose? Cambria, of course. What food do I eat? Maybe I can't afford to do fully organic food. And by the way, when people say, organic's so expensive, I just can't possibly do it, I say, yeah, but getting sick is far more expensive. And you don't realize, you take an Advil and 20 minutes later you don't have a headache. Why do we not think that food has exactly the same effect on us? Food, alcohol, drink, whatever we drink, it has the same effect. Now, I'm not saying that we can't indulge in our little pleasures, but why can't we do it in more of a ritualistic manner? When I was growing up, and I'm sure it's similar for some of you, we didn't go out to dinner every night. We went out to dinner maybe once a month, and it was a big deal. And we also didn't have a dessert every night. And when we had a dessert, it was a big deal. My mother would bake a pie, or she'd bake a cake or something like that. And it wasn't every night, but it was a big deal. And it was a treat. We've lost the sense of what treats mean in our society. Because we can get everything. We can get, pumpkin pie lattes every day of the week. It's not just at Thanksgiving or whatever those are. And it doesn't mean we don't say, that we can't have those. It's about understanding that everything's out there for our pleasure to enjoy, but it's also about moderation and understanding who you are as a human being and getting awareness. So again, I come back to full circle that I want, what Bobby and I are trying to do with The Willing Way is really inspire people to figure out, how do you work? Now, you're not going to work like me. I'm kind of odd. I eat very strangely. I found that the way that I eat just works for me, and, it's bizarre. And, my kids look at me like, it's my mom, She chooses salad over everything. When my daughter and I, there's a side story. My daughter and I, my oldest daughter is now 23, she's a supermodel. We were talking at a Mother's Day. We got together last year, we were talking about Mother's Day, and we were laughing because we got in this huge fight once. Huge, it was this massive fight, and we were like, she was a teenager, and I was just irritated as all get out. And I was making my salad, and we were yelling at each other, and blah, 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 and she took my salad, and she raised it up in the air, and she threw it on my head. And I was, number one, I almost wanted to laugh because it was hilariously funny, but I was mad too. And she said, "You like salad more than you like me. I hate you." And at that moment, I did. I was really bummed about the salad because I take a lot of time in my preparation for food. Anyway, that was just a little side ridiculous story. But I believe that our environment really informs who we are on every single level. So again, it's about your home. It's about your kitchen. It's about your bedroom. It's about creating space creating sacred space in a room in your apartment, even if you have a small place that is just for you. I talk about creating an actual sacred space for people. And it doesn't have to be a whole room. It could be a little corner where you put up a picture of something that you love. It's almost like an altar, but it's not an altar to Allah, Buddha, Jesus, or it can be. It can be an altar to you, to the honoring of you. And I think it's kind of a perfect place at a home sort of show to say that, to inspire people to create sacred space for themselves. First we create it in our internal world through the food that we eat, through the choices that we make, through the thoughts that we think, the water we drink, and all that stuff that I've been talking about. And then we actually physically do it. We get to create sacred space. Now I love, on my last book, and I'm going to be signing books. Am I signing books? No, I'm not signing books. Never mind. I'm autographing. Never mind about that. But if you would like to get a book, you can go to marielhemingway.com, and I've got a cookbook out called Mariel's Kitchen. And the kitchen's such an important place, I think, for people. When you go into anybody's home, every everybody congregates in the kitchen. It's just the way things are. I think it really is the heart of the home. So creating that space to be most loving, most purifying, most honoring of who you are, that's incredible. So I try to create sacred space in every room of my house, and people say, well, how do you do it? You know, I call it internal feng shui. I sit in a room, I'll sit in my kitchen, I'll just close my eyes, it's taking that silence, and I feel the way the room feels. I know it sounds woo-woo and whatever, but you know, I'm from LA. So I sit in the room and I feel the way the room feels. I feel my kitchen, I say, wow, do I feel good in this room? Is this a room about festivity? Because I really think the kitchen is about, you know, festivity and about sharing and about love and about family and about laughter and all that stuff. Do I feel those things? And what are the quality products that I can bring into that room that's going to make me feel more that way if I don't? So again, I bring up Cambria. Of course, I'm going to put Cambria kitchen countertops there because I know that I'm not going to get poisoned. They're going to be pretty. You know, all that stuff means something in our lives. So I do that in the bedroom. Is my bedroom a place for rest and peace and calm and you know, can I go to sleep there? It's not a place to do your computer. You know, I know we all do. It's not a place to do business. It's a place for lovemaking, for resting, for peace, for harmony. The color should be soothing to you. Now, maybe soothing is red and fiery. Maybe that just makes you happy in your bedroom. But choose what's right for you. Sit in that room and decide, is this the feeling I want to have in this room? Is this where I feel most honors who I am? Is this my sacred space? And I do it in every room. Is my bathroom, you know, I don't know what the energy of a bathroom is. Clean? Clean, sort of zen. I like a zen kind of, you know, outdoorsy, oceany feel to a bathroom. That's my thing. You know, everybody's different. And that's the beauty of being human beings. There's not one way to eat. There's not one way to take silence. There's not one way to exercise. And there's not one way to, you know, decorate a home. There's millions of choices that we all have. What makes you feel most like you? I think that's the element in decoration and all that stuff that people sort of leave out. What makes you feel you? Because what Bobby and I want to do and what I'm doing in my work is inspiring people to find the authentic you. So you can be the most extraordinary being that you already are. Because that extraordinary being is in all of us. We're already extraordinary. We already have the body that we want. It's just in there somewhere. You just haven't found it yet, maybe. Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. But it doesn't matter. It's your journey. It's about finding what suits you, what feels right and authentic to you. So that's, you know, that's my message to you, is I want to inspire you to be extraordinary in what you choose to eat, in what you choose to think, in how you take silence, whether you create sacred space in your home, whatever you do, every choice you make creates a more extraordinary tapestry of who you are. So that's my message to you. That's all I have to say today. And thank you very much.
Mariel, thank you so much.